Covering heels is so easy. I'm going to show you how to do a classic block heel and also how to adapt that to do a simple stiletto. So come on over and let's get started. Alright, first things first, we want to take our block heel and we're going to place it on our leather of choice, and what we want to do is kind of roll it from side to side, and using a pen we're going to trace about 5 mil or so around the top like that, and we're going to do the same thing at the bottom. Okay, now when we get to the sides we actually want it to meet right up in the middle, so I'm actually going to expand this out and just cut it around about there. We're going to have loads of excess to remove later on. Okay, so your shape should look something like this. I've actually got one here that I have already cut out, so we'll just put that to the side. And once you've got your piece already cut out, you just want to take some glue and coat the whole thing. You then want to coat the whole outside of the heel in glue as well. Once the glue's had time to dry, you can stick the heel onto the leather and just smooth it over the outside, like so. Now to create this join in the center, we're actually going to place one side down first and just smooth that over, and then we're going to place the other side over the top, and we want to figure out more or less where the center is. I would say it's around about there, so I'm just going to really gently draw a line straight down the center with my knife, and then I'm just going to go through it a couple of times. Just at the end here, I'm going to get in with my scissors, just making sure it's gone through all the layers, and the same thing here, I'll just lift that one up. Okay, so this part I know is going to be excess, so I can just peel that off like that. And depending on how thick your leather is, you can actually just leave it as it is. But if you wanted to get it really nice and smooth, you can now lift this side and remove that extra bit of leather from underneath. And of course you can then just seal that back down like so. Okay, so you should have a bit of excess all the way around the top. All we want to do with that is just literally fold it over. You can see I've got way more than I need here, so again I'll just sort of cut some of that off and fold that over. Sometimes I just take the scissors and snip off any bulky bits like that. Now around the bottom you've got two options. You can see we've got all these little holes there. They are for our heel tip to go in. So those holes need to be completely clear. So one way of doing it is folding the leather over, but you can see more often than not it sort of gets in the way of the hole. So one thing we like to do is just take the scissors and just cut it perfectly around the bottom edge. Kind of just like that, so you're getting a really nice, neat finish along there. So once you've cut away all the excess, it should look like this around the base of the heel. And from there we can just take our heel tip, place it in and hammer it down. Okay, so that's how we would cover a block heel. When doing a stiletto style heel, you can see we've got these inside curves. So meeting it in the middle is not quite as easy to do. So more often than not, you'll find that the outside is covered in one piece like this one is, and that for the inside area, we actually create what we call a leaf, which is another piece of leather that goes inside covering that join like that. Now the leaf can be in a different color as well and is a good opportunity to add a bit of an extra detail. Another thing you'll find sometimes in here, if the leather's quite thick, is that people might take a knife and just skive a bit of the excess down, just to reduce the bulk on the inside of the heel a little bit. And of course, once you're finished with that one, you also would hammer in your heel tip.